everyone. Welcome to our second quarterly Leadership Circle Luncheon in 2024. And may I ask my staff to stand to be recognized: Lance Peterson, Amy O'Donnell, Ashley Sosa, Reagan Hogan, Michael Mario Zuniga, and Deirdre Cooper, who is working from home. I want to tell you about one of the biggest issues before our state, the state of Texas right now. As you know, in 2021, the Texas legislature passed the Heartbeat Act, which resulted in a drop in elective abortions of 45 to 50%, and was outstanding. The legislature also passed the Human Life Protection Act to completely protect unborn babies from abortion beginning at conception. And it would go into effect when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Thank you, Texas legislature, because as we all know, that's in 2022, the next year, the Supreme Court did overturn Roe versus Wade. And several weeks later, the Human Life Protection Act went into effect. Now, since the fall of Roe, the laws now, as I said, completely protect unborn babies from the tragedy of abortion from conception to birth. Reported abortions have plummeted from thousands per month to zero. Now, there's a lot of numbers here. You're not supposed to show a lot of numbers to people and public things, but this is a very smart crowd. And there's a handout on your table with these numbers. The once thriving abortion industry in Texas has collapsed. All 23 licensed abortion facilities in Texas have ceased performing abortions indefinitely. So as Governor Abbott has said, our state's pro-life laws are saving babies' lives and they're saving women's lives. The law has a medical necessity exception to allow abortions in those rare and tragic cases when pregnancy endangers the mother's life. During the first 18 months after the Supreme Court overturned Roe, doctors have performed life-saving abortions 81 times. Now, with modern technology, these are indeed rare when we consider that Texas has more than 360 births every year. But these abortions are still happening at approximately the same rate after Dobbs as before. Now, why do I say this? Well, the reason I say it is because opponents, and some in the media, claim that Texas abortion laws have no real exception for the mother's life. Of course, that's an attempt to undermine the public confidence and support for our pro-life laws. But as you can see, that claim is completely false. And we have spent a great deal of effort countering that false narrative through our social media, our news releases, interviews with conventional media, reaching millions of people in Texas and throughout the nation. Now, I am a little bit cautious here, but I think that we have changed the narrative in Texas such that the abortion people and these organizations challenging the law aren't saying it as overtly that women can't get life-saving abortions because they are very rare. And by the way, these are the same procedures that have been done, for example, in Catholic hospitals for decades. And because the intent is never to take the life of the baby, but it is to save the mother's life. Now, the law is working as designed. However, our life-saving laws are under attack in the courts, and really, like never before. A New York-based abortion organization has sued our state, seeking to make abortions legal for virtually any reason, from conception to birth. They want to undo all that. They argue, and listen to this, they argue that any pregnancy is a risk to the mother's life, no matter how small the risk. And therefore, any pregnancy qualifies for the exception, the life of the mother exception in the law. Now, you can see how dangerous this is. The case is called Zerwoski v. Texas. You've probably seen it in our communications. You've probably seen it in the media. And a district court here in Travis County agreed that basically any abortion could qualify. Now the case is before the Texas Supreme Court. We have filed 2 amicus briefs, friend of the court briefs, to defend our laws. One on behalf of more than half of the members of the Texas legislature. That was 95 out of 181 members of the legislature signed on to our brief, because the plaintiffs are saying, among other things, that the law is unconstitutional, not relative to the U.S. Constitution, but relative to the Texas Constitution. That the court has never addressed that before. So our brief makes in a very scholarly manner the case that there is no right to abortion in the Texas Constitution. The second brief that we filed was on behalf of the Texas Catholic Conference of Bishops, Texans for Life, and our organization. And it shows that this exception language, which is very precisely and carefully drafted, is clear. It's not vague. Doctors can read it. They can understand where the line is. Our laws have always been clear. And this is really important, Texas Supreme Court. If the plaintiffs get what they want, the result will be a return to abortion on demand, for the reasons I said. All these abortion facilities will begin popping up and providing abortions just as before. When the days before our laws went into effect, 55,000 children lost their lives every year in Texas. So we're waiting for a decision anytime. And we expect that the court's decision to come out, and of course, this is the Texas Supreme Court, to come out sometime before the end of the session in June. But they are the Supreme Court, so they kind of do whatever and whenever they want to. So, okay, next is elections. Tomorrow is election day for municipal and independent school district races. Now, the primary runoff elections are just around the corner, and those are very important. That's the primary, which was in May. It was in March. There are several runoff races going on. So that primary runoff election will be Tuesday, May 28th. It's easy to remember, it's the day after Memorial Day. And the week before that is early voting. Now, check out our list of endorsements. These are endorsements that you can trust. And how do you find those endorsements? Well, we have this very helpful online pro-life voter guide. Just simply type in your address, any address in the state of Texas, and you will see our list of endorsed pro-life candidates specifically for your address that will be on your ballot. So it's super, super easy. You can print it out, take it with you into the polls. Unfortunately, Texas law does not allow you to take your mobile device and use it in the polls, but you can print it out beforehand. Now, why are elections important? Well, it's pretty easy to understand, I think, from our point of view, but here's an example. Now, this is a health textbook that's been approved for use in our public schools. It's called Texas Health Skills for Middle School. Now, this is a health textbook. This health textbook is completely devoid of any promotion of Planned Parenthood sex ed, mention of Planned Parenthood, or promotion of abortion. And this is in our middle schools across the state of Texas. Isn't that fantastic? I love this book. And in fact, I've been reading it. I learned some things, okay? Now, why is this book so good? Okay, somebody's going to find some nitpicker, but this is a fantastic achievement. This is fantastic achievement. Why is this so? Because our State Board of Education has to review and approve textbooks that go into our schools. And one of the reasons it's such a good book is that State Board of Education, Tom Maynard, you met him before. Tom, would you mind standing again? He and other conservative members of that state board made sure to keep Planned Parenthood out of our children's classroom. By the way, the State Board of Education is a completely volunteer position, and he has, how many counties in your district, including 27 counties, including much of central Texas, Williamson County, all the way down to New Braunfels. It's huge. So this is fantastic. We got great people that want to run, and he's up for re-election. So in that runoff election, You can go to our voter guide and you'll see that he's there. But please, please get out and vote pro-life. Now, we have some great events coming up on our calendar, including and this also is on your table. You want to put these right into your calendar, including our Walk for Life in June, our annual benefit dinner in October. Now, Lance and JJ are going to be telling you a little bit more near the end, and the Texas Rally for Life in January. We also have a Leadership Circle Luncheon coming up in August, and we'll let you know about that. But I want to thank all of our Leadership Circle members. Could I ask you all, leadership members, to stand and be recognized? What you're doing is just awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Leadership Circle is a way for you to support the critical work of Texas Alliance for Life. Our whole organization, and someone was asking me, how do you get part of it? Well, it's a donation of $1,200 a year up to $10,000 or more. If you're a guest, we're glad you're here. Thank you for being here. But I want to urge you to consider joining. On your table is a pledge card, and you can see that on the screen. The pledge card, even if you're not going to join or something, if you're new to us, give us your name, address, mobile number, and email address, so we can just keep track of you. But you can fill out that card easily, and we'd just love to have you join this esteemed body of Leadership Circle members. You can make it tax deductible. You can give to our lobby fund. You can give to our state PAC, which is very important right now, and to our federal PAC, which also is very important. You're making, for $100 a month, you can make an enormous difference for the state of Texas. Now, if you're not ready for, to be a Leadership Circle member at that level, we have lower levels you can help too. But I do want to say thanks to everyone here in this room. We've got a great crowd today, and everyone who's watching online, thank you so much, because you are keeping Texas pro-life.